Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Mesa in Arizona. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling, thankful Thursday. Yay! Man, my brain is so fried right now. How was your, and I am grateful for every single moment of today. How was your thankful Thursday? What do you have to be most grateful for about today? Please let us know in the comments below. That would be greatly appreciated because then we get to be grateful with you. So I have had an incredible day. My brain is fried. I'm grateful for every single moment of this day. I got up super early this morning. I was up at 5 o'clock and got breakfast, got showered, got dressed, all before Zephy even woke. I even got my Facebook Live done before I went out for my morning walk with Zephy. So it was just incredible that I got all of that done. And we were back here, and my first training call of the day My first call of the day starts at 9 o'clock Mountain Time, and we had done all of that back here, ready to rock and roll. I'd even listened to the Aladdin book that I've been talking about, and I don't have it on the table here with me. The Aladdin Factor, and I actually downloaded the audio book as well, because sometimes when I'm reading the book, I will have the audio going and following along in the book. But Mark Victor Hansen and Jack Canfield did a very smart thing with this book. They have made the book and the audio complementary to each other. So one is not an exact copy of the other. They follow the same formats, and some of the same stories are told, but it's almost like they are sitting on the audiobook. It's like they're sitting having a discussion. It is just amazing. And so I was listening to it while I was eating breakfast this morning, and I was like, wow, this is really cool stuff. And I've got the book here, and I'm going, they're not reading the book. So I just put the book to the side and kept listening. And I thought, I actually like this audio. Usually I have to do something while I'm listening to an audiobook. In this case, I was eating breakfast. But I liked the conversation style of this audiobook. It's great. They're just sitting there having this conversation backwards and forwards, sharing sharing the details of the book, the 5 obstacles for why people don't ask questions, how you work around those. So they're following the format of the book, but in a conversational way, and then they're sharing these stories backwards and forwards, and it's just really cool to listen to. And I finally got myself a decent Bluetooth the other day, and this one actually stays in my ear and is comfortable, because I've always been concerned because they come with these little funny connector thingies that never fit in my ears, but this one that I got does. And so the last couple of nights we've been out walking with Zephy, I've had just it in the one ear and had an audiobook playing. So unless of course we get into the dog park and there's people there, then I just turn it off, and quite cool because I can just go up and go click, and they can't see it because my hair is in the way. Although at that time of the day I've got the baseball cap on, so the hair's pulled back and out through the hole at the back of the hat. But yeah, so it was really cool listening to that today, because from what I had read up to already started making sense. Yes, I had read it, I'd underlined it, I'd highlighted, I made notes and all of that in the margins and everything else. And some things stuck a little better than others. But then when I heard them, just having this conversation about it, I was like, well, that makes so much more sense than what they wrote. Different people learn in different modalities. You just got to remember that. Some people will get into that thing and they go, oh, this is great, I totally get it. And if there's passages I don't quite understand, I will underline them and put comments next to it and put a post, and I color code my post-its, match it with my highlighters, match it with my pens, because they've all got the same colors. Yes, I am that organized when it comes to reading books. And so I'd make a note that, to come back to that passage, because it sounded really good with how it was worded and everything else. It just wasn't clicking in the brain. But then when I heard them talking about that situation on the book, and they were doing it in this conversation style, it suddenly made sense. So that's what they're talking about. So I was able to go back into the book and make notes in the margin next to that on a bigger post-it that I could just slap over that paragraph, and now I had that information there. So being able to do that has been kind of good, and it's the first time out of all the audiobooks I've listened to, especially the non-fiction audiobooks, it's and I don't have many of them on there, but usually if I have a non-fiction audiobook. I also have the either the paperback or the hardback for it, and I kind of read them together. But this is the first time out of all the ones I've done where the authors are there and doing it like a conversation, still keeping in line with what the book is about, sharing the story, some of the stories that are in the book, but explaining a little more about what is written in the book. And so it's the first time I've had that where the two are actually complementary together. They're not exactly the same. I mean, they're not the same. Usually they are exactly the same, word for word, everything else, and well, except for Carol Burnett, who puts the Tarzan yells in there. But the biography ones, I typically just have the audio of those, especially if it is read by the person who the book is about. But in this one, it's really good because they actually complement each other. So I found that rather a very interesting way of how they did the audio and the book as complementary things together. So the day has basically been all learning, all day, learning a new system right now, and actually got to go live. Got left by myself working in the system, which was kind of cool. And then got into my mastermind training after that, and then into networking event. So a Thursday night weekly networking event. So I got into that, and in about 40 minutes I have to be back online for the call that I host every Thursday night. So it's been a very tiring day. I'm sort of like, I really could go home and just curl up in bed and go to sleep, but no, I'm not going to do that. Although Zeffie's up front there asleep, and it doesn't look like she's ready to move anytime soon. And she's actually enjoyed going out a little later in the evenings now. So I think I might see if we can get it so that we'll go out after the last call of the night, because then I don't have to worry about her getting everything done, because she seems to know when I'm in a hurry. So she takes her time with things and won't get down to business that quickly. She just wants, especially in the mornings, she goes, and I don't know what, there's one area that she'll just go in the park and she'll just stand there and she just looks down the street, and I'll stood behind her while she's doing this, and she'll sit there, and all of a sudden she'll just start the little, like, hello, take notice of me. And I'm like, what? And she'll be staring intently at something down the street, and I cannot figure out what it is. I look down the street, it's completely empty. There's no people out there. There's not even anything blowing in the breeze. So I have no idea what it is down there that has grabbed her attention, unless it's the shape of a plant or the shape of a shadow or something like that she thinks is an animal, and she's trying to get that animal to come talk to her. I don't know what goes on inside my dog's head at times. Most of the, like 99% of the time, I have no clue what goes on in her head. The only thing that interests me is the 1% when she wants to eat. She is very determined and wants her treats. I was sitting in the recliner last night, and I just sat down, and we'd gotten back from our evening walk. I just sat down and thought, I'm going to rest for about 5 to 10 minutes, and I'm going to go get dinner. Well, I sit down on the thing, put the thing back up. I just sort of like lean back, because the recliner doesn't go back very far because of the wall behind it. And just close my eyes for a little second, and the next thing I feel are these paws right here on my forearm. And I look down and I look at her and I go, what do you want? And she's just sort of like trying to get up on me. So I pick her up. Nope, didn't want that. And what she wanted is she wanted her evening treat. And I said, it's a little early for that. I haven't even had dinner. You don't get your treats after I have dinner. She was not impressed. But she got her treat at the appropriate time. But we had to teach her that she couldn't just jump up like that. So, but she's actually doing pretty well on the behavior stuff now. If I tell her down, she now gets down. And she knows she's not supposed to jump up on people. But now that she's learning to dance, like standing on her back legs, you know what she does? She goes up and she may like put her paws up on a person like a dog owner in the dog park, and I'll go, Zeffie, down. So she takes a couple of steps back, so she's completely standing on her legs, but still standing upright. And then she'll hold that for a few seconds and then just drop back down. You sneaky little girl. She wants to get up close to the person to say, hey, pet me. But now she's making sure that when I tell her down, that she just takes a couple of steps back, releases her hold on the person, like holds her paws up, as though to say, I'm not touching them. This dog is like, she's trying to find the loopholes in the instructions that she's given. Very, very smart dog. But anyway, so what have you been? I've been thankful for every single moment I have had today, for all the learning that has taken place, all the great information I've had, the great advice I've received today, the people I got to meet in the the people I got to meet in the networking event. I'm always feel very blessed to be able to meet the people that I meet in the networking event. So please leave in the comments below what you're most grateful for today so that we can be grateful with you. And go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we will catch you back here tomorrow, because tomorrow we get to, where is it? It's still down here? Oh, yeah. Tomorrow, this comes out, and we get to open the fun tin and see what activity we're going to get to do next week. Oh, yeah, I'm meant to be flying paper planes this week. Haven't gotten to that one yet, but it's been an unexpectedly busy week this week. But tomorrow we get to open this and see what fun things we get to do this coming week. So join us tomorrow morning for Fun Friday. Oh, I can't tell you what time because I don't know. Probably around 7:30 in the morning, Mountain Time. You can always go back and watch the replay. But have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and I will see you tomorrow for Fun Friday. Hei konera!